Buying gold is really expensive, and for today's video, I've bought a load of fake gold off Temu to see how bad it really is. So let's get straight into the video. We've got here I think it's supposed to be a Canadian maple, but a pretty bad one if you know what you're looking for. So this is a golden Canadian maple. This is going to be the 2023 version, so a newer version from the fine workings of China. So a Canadian maple here. It was supposed to be 31.1 grams. It's a pretty bad design, I'll be honest. You can tell you can tell it's not the greatest. And if we're going to weigh this as well, 29 grams. Actually, that's not too bad. I know it's got the capsule. Let's get it out the capsule. It says place sample. You can quite clearly see it is not real gold. It's not even on the scale, so it's not even gold plated. So I would assume it's probably going to be some sort of copper or a mix of metals, really. The size just isn't right. The diameter is just off. The gold coins are a lot smaller, so it's probably going to be copper. So here we've got a very bad Krugerrand. So a very mirrored finish. Krugerrand 1967. It says fine gold there, 1 ounce gold. And again, the size is just completely off. It's actually even... No, it's the same size as the maple, but it's just much too shiny. It just looks like a terrible replica. And most of these coins, they only cost £1 each. They do say replicas on the website. Someone just getting these and just sticking them on eBay for someone that really doesn't know what they're buying, I suppose. It can be quite a deceiving thing to buy. There we go. It's probably going to be copper again, same diameter, and probably a similar weight to the other one. Let's have a look. A bit heavier actually, but then that might just be the capsule. Next, we've got a buffalo. This is a very shiny buffalo. Again, it's not a very good design. It looks very off. You've got the bison buffalo there as well. And this is probably going to be a little bit of a better diameter when it comes to the 1 ounce gold coins. This is clearly not a real one, but you can see the difference in diameter. So when you pick up this, once you know what you're looking for with coins, especially if you've seen Canadian maples before, the color just looks off. It just doesn't look like a very good one. The privy mark is terrible. But this is a bit of a better size when it comes to the 1 ounce gold coins. It's probably not going to weigh 31 grams, severely underweight there. It's supposed to be 31 grams. So yeah, buffalo there, pretty terrible. Now we've got what looks to be a dollar coin, 1888. Again, terrible. But some of these coins can be really deceiving for some people, especially if you don't know what you're looking for or you just see a gold coin. This, I would say, is a pretty bad design anyway when it comes to, well, them striking it. The design itself is actually quite a nice coin when you see them in real life. But there we go. We've got a dollar coin, 1888, which is probably underweight and is there we go, 18 grams. Again, if you look at the size and things of the copper, typically with these fakes, they'll either make it with copper, which is going to be sort of this one, or they'll make it with a combination of the other metals as well, usually iron. They're usually magnetic. So a few tests you can do if you don't have a Sigma machine, but the Sigma machines are really good. If you do want to get one, I can leave a little link in the description, which I have a referral link for Trusti Metrix, so you can use that if you do want to pick up a Sigma. But ultimately, do you need one? Probably not if you're buying from reputable dealers, but if you're a serious stacker, they're great machines. So there we go, we got another fake one there. Liberty coin, 2023, very shiny Liberty coin. You've got an eagle to the back there. I've actually not seen this design, so it's a very bad replica because it's not even going off the American eagle. But then again, I think it cost me £1.20 or so. Let's do the weight check to see how much off it weighs. So we got 28 grams there with the capsule. But we've got here a Britannia. Now the Britannias are generally really good. I've never seen a fake convincing Gold Britannia. You've got a Gold Britannia here, which is not a convincing one. It's probably around about the size, I suppose, to a proper one. Not too far off, actually. They're a little bit smaller compared to the silver 1 ounce ones because gold has a different density. But this is a terrible one. Very shiny, just looks very off. And the depiction is terrible as well. But You know, people buying these coins, they might not know. So you just got to be really careful when it comes to buying these sorts of gold coins. The Gold Britannias, this one specifically, I did want to get because I have been trying to do a video trying to find convincing Gold Britannias to do them on. But Gold Britannias are probably one of the safest coins, if not arguably the safest gold coin that you can buy because of all the security features, especially on the modern ones. But again, terrible replica. Let's see what it weighs on these scales. 14. I'm not even going to do the Sigma because it's just going to be off, but very severely underweight. I think they've tried to create a smaller coin, and obviously it just doesn't look very good, but a terrible one again from Temu. This says 1/10 fine gold, which is just bizarre to me. If you see a real 1/10 ounce, a real 1/10 gold coin, sorry, it's probably a quarter of the size of this. I have no idea why they've decided to do a 1/10 fine gold 1980 Krugerrand. It just looks so bad. It's so terrible. You've got a probably going to be copper, iron, or some sort. But there we go. We've got a Krugerrand there. But it's weird as well because it's got this. I'm not sure you can see it, but you've kind of got this weird rainbow effect on it, which just doesn't happen to gold coins. You know, it's probably been sat rubbing against something, and the real metal is showing. I can't say for certain what metal it is, but probably going to be copper or something. A mix of metal, certainly not gold. But there we go, 31 grams on that fake gold coin. I say real sovereign. It was the only sovereign I could find on Temu. Really, there wasn't many of them, but this is 1937. Now, 1937 is going to be a key date because 1937 was going to be the depiction of, I always forget the guy, Edward the Seventh, I think it is. But this one, you know, is a copy. Now, people that do create these types of coins, they're not necessarily, they're not necessarily trying to fool people. It really depends. A lot of these coins people will purchase to put in collector's albums and things because a sovereign, a genuine 1937 sovereign, is worth, I think, £1 million, if not more. So people will buy copies. Got 4 grams, so severely underweight. It's supposed to be, I think it's 7.32 of fine gold, 7.99. But if I've made a mistake, yeah, please correct me. But very underweight, despite that. And we've got another coin here. What is this? We've got a $50, 1979. We got a Canadian maple again. Now, if I was to compare it again to that one, you can see the size difference. But this is, it looks as though it's got that weird kind of alloy that they've used again. The depiction is just terrible there of Elizabeth II, $50. Let's see how much it weighs. 12 grams, severely underweight there. It's supposed to be 31 grams. So another one which you can see. Don't be fooled by these coins, guys. But a Mexican coin, I think. 2 pesos. There we go, 2 grams. But this is usually supposed to be probably the right diameter, not far off, to a 1/10. So when you look at this, and this is technically supposed to be a 1/10, you can see the difference. It's just bizarre. I don't really know why they've done that, but there we go. We've got this is going to be, I think it's a rooster coin. I think I did a coin, I did a video on this a couple of years ago, I want to say. So, 20 franc rooster coin, 1909. Again, very terrible replica. It's going to be copper. 5 grams there. I can't remember if it's probably going to be underweight. But these coins were actually really good when Hatton Metals did a special offer on them. It was actually the cheapest gold coin I could find at the time. But yeah, unfortunately, there's not many. Oh, you've got a bit of a rotational die there as well. Wow. Okay. There you go. Quality control. Or is that a mint error? Silly, really. You know, these are just terrible. But there you go. It's more so props, I suppose. But if you're trying to convince people to buy this sort of thing, I suppose it's just, yeah, they're just not very good. To sum up, we've looked at a variety of different gold coins and I suppose bars from Temu. This sort of stuff, a lot of the times they do sell it to be replicas, but the trouble is people do purchase these perhaps to fill albums and things, you know, especially with these types of sovereigns. But don't be fooled with people selling cheap gold coins on places like eBay. Due diligence when it comes to buying gold. Don't buy off a nobody, basically. Just make sure they have a good reputation. And if you aren't sure, or you don't have a machine like a Sigma or something, you don't necessarily need to have a machine like this to buy gold. Just buy from reputable dealers and sellers. Just do your due diligence. Avoid buying rubbish like this, you know, unless it's for props, backdrops and things like that. Just yeah, there we go. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed these fake coins, I suppose, fake gold. And I will see you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.